Hello, everybody. My name is Jay, and I'm one of the expert IELTS teachers here at E2 Language. In this class, we're going to look at IELTS Writing Task 2, and we're going to concentrate on paragraph structure. Now, whoa, IELTS Writing Task 2 is tough. I think one of the most overlooked thing is the word count, to be honest. You need to write at least 250 words. And I don't know if you've written with a pencil for a long time, but writing 250 words with a pencil is tough. So there's the word count, but there's also structure. If you go into this exam with a good structure in your mind, not a template, you're not memorizing any phrases or anything like that. But if you go in with a good structure, especially how to structure your paragraphs, then you're going to do well. If you don't, and you go in there and just do it willy-nilly, you're going to have problems, okay? So I'm going to teach you how to write some good paragraphs. So the focus of this lesson is I'm going to show you how to write two types of paragraphs that you can use in your writing task 2. And I'll show you what those are, and I'll show you when to use each one. But it's essential that you understand this, and it's essential that you take these structures into your exam. So first, we're going to base today's lesson on the problems solutions essay prompt, because I think it's probably one of the more difficult ones. Let's read this question prompt. It says, hold on, let me get my pen here. It says, every year more and more students choose to study online rather than attend classes on campus. What do you think are the causes of this, and what solutions can you suggest? This is one of the more challenging question prompts because it's asking you for causes plural and solutions plural. In other words, more than one. Because of this, we need two different paragraph structures. Okay, so last week we looked at introductions, and if you have not seen that video yet, please watch it here or here, I forget which side it's on. Please watch the introductions lesson first so you know how to fashion those. But let me just quickly recap how to write the introduction. So last week we looked at how to write a 3-sentence introduction that fits every single question prompt. You write a neutral background sentence. That is, let's say the question prompt's about artificial intelligence. So you write a neutral, no opinion. That's what neutral means. No opinion, just a background sentence about artificial intelligence. Or let's say the question prompt's about, I don't know, public transport. You write a neutral, no opinion, background sentence about public transport. Second sentence, you rewrite the question in your own words. And the third sentence is you write, this essay will discuss blah, blah, blah. Okay, that leads, or let me just show you what that looks like in writing. So here's our broad background neutral statement. Studying online is becoming increasingly popular. Then we rewrite the question in our second sentence. Each year, more students opt to study online as opposed to attending classes on campus. And then the third sentence, we say, this essay will discuss why this is happening and put forward several solutions for this issue. Fine. That now leads us to our paragraphs, which is, well, all aspects of the essay are critical. The introduction's important, the paragraphs are important, the conclusions are important, but you need to get your paragraphs right, and you need to practice this before test day, okay? Cool. So here's the first type of paragraph that you can use, and this is extremely, what can I say? It's extremely useful. It's a great utility. You can use it for almost all of the different, in fact, you can use it for all of the IELTS question prompts. It's a 4-sentence paragraph. You have an opening sentence, a supporting sentence, you give evidence, and then you have a closing sentence, okay? You need to practice this. You need to memorize this structure before test day, because you can use this paragraph for all of the different question prompts. The other paragraph I'll show you in a second is a bit different, but this one's critical. This is really the one that you use 90% of the time. It's a great paragraph structure because it's logical and it connects. Let me show you what I mean by that. So I'm going to show you in a second what it looks like. But you have an opening sentence, which is a sort of broad It focuses on a specific idea, but it just introduces that idea. That's your opening sentence. And that connects to your supporting sentence where you add some information to the opening sentence. Then you give some evidence, like an example or a statistic or something like that. And then you close the paragraph off with a closing sentence, which connects back to your opening sentence, okay? So it's a really nice logical structure, and the IELTS examiners like it. Cool. So again, here's our problem solution prompt that we saw before. Every year, more and more students choose to study online rather than attend classes on campus. What do you think are the causes of this? What solutions can you suggest? Okay, so when I read this prompt, I see this causes here, and I'm going to write one paragraph about one particular cause. I'm going to write another paragraph about a different cause of why students study online rather than attend campus. And I'm going to write one paragraph, this would be my paragraph 3, about the solutions. So we're going to use this paragraph structure that I just showed you for P1 and P2. I'm going to show you a different structure for P3. So let's look at cause 1, the cause of why people study online rather than attend universities. So let's go through this. I'm going to show you my paragraph, and then I'm going to get you to write one. So just be prepared. So again, my introduction. Studying online is becoming increasingly popular. That's my background sentence. Now I rewrite the question prompt. Each year, more students opt to study online as opposed to attending classes on campus. Now I write my "this essay will" sentence. This essay will discuss why this is happening and put forward several solutions for this issue. This essay will discuss 1, why this is happening. So now I write my paragraph 1 here. First and foremost, students are increasingly studying online because of the convenience factor. I've just written "that" twice there, that's a mistake. So convenience. Okay, this opening sentence needs to be it needs to be broad yet specific, if you know what I mean there. It needs to focus on one idea only, okay? You can't say students are studying online because it's convenient and affordable. That's going to be problematic, because then in your paragraph, you're going to have to write about convenience and affordability. You don't want to mix your paragraphs. You just want to say students are studying online because it's convenient, and you stick to one idea per paragraph. That way, then you can use the 4-sentence structure, because what you're doing is you're elaborating on that one idea. If you said it's for convenience and affordability, then you get stuck, because you start writing about convenience, you realize you haven't put anything about affordability, so you stuff your sentences together, and that's not a good thing to do. So the key point here is to have one paragraph, one idea, okay? That's why I underlined this for you, because it's about convenience. So that was my opening sentence. Now I put my supporting sentence where I add information to my opening sentence. Put simply, it is far easier to study from one's bedroom than to travel to university each day, especially if the university is located far from where one lives. Now I need some evidence or some examples. While some university students might live on campus, in which case attending classes is extremely convenient, most do not. They may live on the other side of the city, which makes it extremely inconvenient for them to attend classes. Now I have my closing sentence, which sort of goes back to this first sentence here. In sum, as technology enables on-demand study, people will seldom attend classes in person because they can simply study from wherever they are, whenever they want. Now, you'll notice the most important thing here with this paragraph 1 is it was only about convenience. I did not talk about affordability. I did not talk about effectiveness. I did not talk about anything else other than online study is convenient. And that was why students are studying online, because it's convenient. I did not write about anything else. Cool, your turn. I want you to write one paragraph about how the convenience of online learning is resulting in fewer students attending university classes. I want you to use the 4-sentence paragraph structure that I showed you. So I want an opening sentence that mentions convenience just in general. Then I want a supporting sentence that adds information to that idea about convenience. Then I want some evidence, like an example or an instance or a statistic. Then I want a closing sentence that links back to the opening sentence and basically says the same thing in different words. So I want you to pause the, yes. If you're on YouTube, you can pause the video and write this. It should take you about 4 minutes, 1 minute per sentence or even less, okay? But for you guys right now, I'm gonna time you. I want you to write this this paragraph. I'll give you 4 minutes. Put it into the comments below or the chat. Your time starts now. All right, let me just check in on you guys. Online education is becoming popular among students nowadays. Okay, now I want one on convenience. Convenience is one of the major driving factors for students to attend online classes. Traveling each day from one's home to the university leads to exertion, and it also kills a lot of time, especially if a student is living at the far end. City traffic leads to a lot of chaos in today's era, which makes traveling a huge task for students. University classes are less preferred by students as the online classes offer them a lot of convenience in terms of timing and flexibility. Really, really good. Excellent. The only issue was you used the word kill time, which is a bit informal. But other than that, that's an excellently structured paragraph. Beautifully structured. Well done. Online learning becomes one of the mode for learning. No, we're writing about convenience. Convenience. That first sentence should have the word convenience in it. This paragraph is about convenience of online study. So that idea has to be expressed in the opening sentence. Just keep it simple. Just say, online learning is extremely convenient or is more convenient than going to university. Okay? So don't overcomplicate it. Just keep it right on topic there. Instead of killing time, you can say it wasting time, wasting time. I'll give you a few more minutes. Good, well done, Devoured on YouTube. That's not a bad paragraph. Let's go back in here. Okay. Okay. The most important cause for students to take online classes is convenience. I wouldn't say the most important cause, I'd say the main cause. Okay, main cause is convenience. Excellent, very clear, well done. Most students are stressed for time and work part-time and find it easier to take classes based on their availability. Here we go, evidence. The latest research shows that at least 50% of students work part-time and find it difficult to balance their schedules. Good, well done. You've made that up. That's not a fact that you've put in there, but that's okay, that's fine. You don't need to be true there, that's fine. Good, and a closing sentence. Ultimately, online learning makes it convenient for students to stick to their study schedule. Well done. Really well-structured, logical paragraph there. Good. The principal reason that students prefer to study online rather than attend university classes is because it is more convenient for them, as it is easier for them to study at home or in their room rather than going to the other end of the city. Good. That's fine. That was the opening sentence. Now you need to do the support, the evidence, and the closing. It should be at least 4 sentences. You can, of course, write more if you want. The major benefit of e-learning is its convenience. Being able to be at home or far from campus while studying is a major advantage. The student can perform all tasks at the comfort of his home and also reduce significantly his costs, like traveling, rent, etc. Thus, as is discussed in the paragraph, no, you don't write that. Just write, thus, online learning is more convenient and therefore more popular. Okay, so don't refer back to the paragraph or anything. Many students are convenient to use online course to their, okay, that one needs some grammatical work there. You definitely need some feedback or some tutorials. If you do need feedback or tutorials, by the way, do check out e2language.com. Sign up to one of our paid packages. You can do one-on-ones with the teacher like this. And you can also get written feedback on your essays, which is extremely effective. Good, fine. I don't want to labor too long on this. Let's go back to it. Okay. Now we're going to talk about cause 2. So we've talked about one of the causes of people leaving universities is because of the convenience of online learning. Now in our next paragraph, we need a separate idea. We can't talk about convenience again because we've talked about it. We need a separate, distinct idea from convenience of why people prefer online learning. Okay, so let's see what I wrote. I wrote this. The secondary reason why students are opting for online study over in-class study is because of the increasing effectiveness of learning technology. Every day, there are breakthroughs in e-learning which improve traditional classroom teaching techniques. For example, on-demand video allows students to stop and pause the video and watch it later, which contributes to comprehension of subject matter. These technological developments are happening rapidly and are improving upon the effectiveness of classroom-based learning. You can see my 4-sentence paragraph structure here. I've got my opening sentence here, and where I just mentioned effectiveness, a single idea. And then I have my supporting sentence here. And then I give my evidence here as an example. And then I have a closing sentence here, which links back to that opening sentence. Okay, and you can see that this paragraph is distinct in its idea, in its theme. It has a single theme, which is effectiveness, and it's different from paragraph 1's theme. Okay, cool. Your turn. I want you to write one paragraph about how the effectiveness, how effective online learning is, and how that is resulting in fewer students attending university classes. So I want a 4-sentence paragraph where you have an opening sentence where you mention effectiveness in general. I want a supporting sentence where you add information to the idea of effectiveness. I want some evidence like an example, an instance, or a statistic. And I want a closing sentence where you link back to the opening sentence about effectiveness. Again, I'll give you 4 minutes to do this one. All right, all right, all right, all right. Let's have a look here. Effectiveness, effectiveness, effectiveness. Here we go. The second reason I think effectiveness one have while study online. Oh, not good grammar. The structure looks okay. One of the main reasons for this is that if they miss out on anything, then they will get enough time to see the video again and cover up their gap. Okay, that's probably not about effectiveness. That's more like flexibility. So make sure if you're choosing effectiveness, you write about how the online learning technology helps you to learn, not about how it's convenient or flexible. So if it's about effectiveness, you write about effectiveness. If you're writing about flexibility, you write about flexibility. If you're writing about convenience, you write about convenience, okay? So don't go off topic. That's the key there. Another highlighting cause of why online learning is preferred over university classes is because of its effectiveness. Where we see higher number of students opting for online classes is resulting in better knowledge of the subject matter based on the one-to-one interactions with the professionals who guide them more specifically to their understanding. Having said that, students are able to overcome unnecessary distractions and focus, being more effective through online learning medium. It's really good, but it's just the sentence structure is just a little bit off there. So maybe simplify your sentences a bit more. One of the key things in IELTS is when you type on a computer, you type a sentence and you think, that's not very good. You'll delete this bit, you move this bit to the front. In IELTS, you're using a pen and paper. There's no moving stuff around. So you have to think of your sentence before you write it. Okay, this is a real difference in IELTS writing task 2 with the pen and paper versus like the PTE or the TOEFL where you use the computer. So think of your sentences before you write them. Make sure they're coming out clearly, okay? Online courses improve effectiveness in students' results. Improves effectiveness in improves students' results because of its effectiveness. That would be a better sentence. They feel more comfortable because of the flexibility. No. So we've talked about effectiveness and then we've gone to flexibility. No. Effectiveness, effectiveness, effectiveness. You stick to that theme, that topic, okay? Another guiding factor why students are opting for online study over in-class study is due to the effectiveness of online learning. Ongoing research and developments on preparing these online courses with high-end graphics increases the effectiveness and it attracts a lot of students. Online tutorials provide options to choose from effective resources. A recent study suggests 65% of the students prefer online learning as its effectiveness is the prime reason. The current ongoing technological developments increases the effectiveness of online study by many folds. Very good. A few funny words in there, but very good. And it was single themed, on topic, didn't talk about anything else but effectiveness. You may want to use synonyms for effectiveness. Like you might want to say something like, effectiveness. Increases learning outcomes or improves knowledge of subject matter. It is effective. But instead of using the same word effectiveness, you can use effective or something like that. Good, good, good. Well done, well done. These are looking good. I'll read one more. Moreover, online learning became much more effective than traditional ways of learning. Thanks to the technology, different teaching methods could be incorporated in the teaching process that favors distance learning. Online sessions, 3D animated lessons, and easy accessibility of the learning materials allow better understanding. The appearance of this variety of teaching methodology made online learning more effective than campus learning. Very good. A little bit off topic with about the appearance and stuff. But very good. Well done. Well done. Good paragraph. Well done. Cool. All right. So far in our essay for the problem solutions, we've written this. We have an introduction, which we know now is a 3-sentence introduction. We've written paragraph 1 about the first cause, which was convenience. We've written a paragraph which is the second cause, which is effectiveness. Now, we've written 219 words. The reason why I wanted to focus on this essay prompt is because it's a little bit different than the other essay prompts. You needed to talk about causes, not cause, causes, at least two, and we did that by talking about convenience and effectiveness, but you also needed to talk about solutions. Now, we can't write two more paragraphs, so we're going to have to talk about solutions, plural, in a single paragraph. I told you before that I want you to keep your ideas separate. One paragraph about convenience, another paragraph about effectiveness or flexibility, and not to blend your paragraphs together. But sometimes we need to incorporate various examples. Let me show you what I mean here. So we're going to write one paragraph that talks about solutions, plural, more than one. And our paragraph is going to look like this. We're going to have an opening sentence. We're going to have three examples. Example 1, firstly. Example 2, secondly. Example 3, thirdly. And a closing sentence. And we're doing this because we need to talk about solutions in a single paragraph. So it's going to sort of be like this. It'll still have a logical structure. We're still going to have an opening sentence. Example 1, example 2, example 3, and then a closing sentence. So it's still logical. Let me read you mine and I'll show you what I mean. Despite the rapid development of technology and the exodus of students from on-campus classes, there are several measures or solutions that universities can take to remediate the issue. Firstly, they could stop broadcasting their lectures online. Secondly, they could improve the on-campus resources. Thirdly, they could that's a mistake. They could foster an on-campus community. Closing sentence. All of these measures would help to bring students back to class. So what I've done here is I've talked about solutions, plural, more than one. In fact, I've given 3 solutions in this one paragraph. Now, the first paragraph structure that I showed you, the 4-sentence one, is the most important one. But sometimes you might need to squeeze more than one idea into a paragraph, in which case you will use this paragraph structure. So I've talked about causes, and in my third paragraph, I'm going to mention solutions, plural, using this paragraph structure. You can see now that I've fully answered the question, because the question asked me to talk about causes and solutions. So I wrote 2 paragraphs about causes, separate causes, kept the ideas distinct. In my third paragraph, talk about solutions, plural, more than one. Cool. So your turn. I want you to write one paragraph about how universities can bring students back to campus. I want you to mention 3 examples. I want you to have an opening sentence where you just mention that universities, the solution to this, the solution, right? Example 1, example 2, example 3, just single sentences and then a closing sentence. I'm going to give you 4 minutes to write this paragraph. All right, let's have a look at what's going on here. I want to see one of those interesting paragraphs that mentions 3 examples. Here we go. Universities are the key of education. They're supposed to bring students back to campus. Firstly, they should offer, okay, universities are the key of education. No. The opening sentence should mention the word solutions or measures or something of how they can bring students back. So don't go off topic and say it's not a broad background sentence saying there are several things universities can do to bring students back to campus. First, second, third, for example. Let's read your examples. Firstly, they should offer new programs that students find more interesting. Good, excellent. Secondly, the time of study should be adjusted to students. Excellent. Thirdly, the facilities should be improved so that students feel convenient on campus. These 3 things are what students want to study on campus. Yes, good. I love reading good ideas. It's fantastic. Here we go. In this area of rapid technological advancement and the declining interest of students towards on-campus study, there are several steps that universities can take to remediate or resolve the issue. Firstly, they can increase the on-campus resources. Secondly, they can upgrade the lecture content. Thirdly, they can enhance the use of technology and blend it with current tutorials. All these measures would help to attract students back to class. That is a beautiful, beautiful paragraph. That's worthy. There's a few small errors in there, but that paragraph is around the IELTS 8.5 mark, I think. Probably 8.5. It is seriously spot on. Well done. What else have we got? Here we go. While online classes are becoming popular, there are several measures taken by universities. No, several measures that could be taken by universities. Remember, you're offering a solution here. Several measures that could be taken by universities to change the trend. Good, first sentence, well done, opening sentence. Firstly, they can have nuclear centers to enable classes closer to student living quarters. Secondly, they can increase the interactions between tutors and students, thus increasing effectiveness. Thirdly, they can start student clubs on campus on popular topics. All of these measures will help popularize learning on campus. That is also a brilliant paragraph. Well done. Really, really good. Fantastic. So yeah, so we learned 2 different paragraph structures. We learned the 4-sentence paragraph structure when we talk about a single idea. And then we learned this 5-sentence paragraph structure when we want to include several examples within it. So like the solutions, for example. And they're the only 2 paragraphs you need, by the way. So what does our essay look like so far? Well, this was the question prompt. I'm going to read the whole thing to you. Please do listen to this. It's important. So the question prompt said, every year, more and more students choose to study online rather than attend classes on campus. What do you think are the causes of this? What solutions can you suggest? So this is from the perspective of the university, because this is a problem for the university. So the university needs some solutions. And I, so far, have written this, my introduction, 3 sentences. I start with a background statement. Then I rewrite the question, and then I say, this essay will. So I said, studying online is becoming increasingly popular. Each year, more students opt to study online as opposed to attending classes on campus. This essay will discuss why this is happening and put forward several solutions for this issue. You can see that my introduction, this essay will, 1, discuss why this is happening, which is right here and right here. And 2, put forward several solutions for this issue. This is my 3rd paragraph. Remember, I had the 1, 2, 3 examples in there. You can see how this structure completely satisfies the IELTS writing criteria. It completely answers the question. You can't partially answer the question and expect to get a good band score. You can't just put forth 1 cause and 1 solution, or you can't put forward 2 causes. You have to put forward causes, which we've done 2 paragraphs, and solutions. And at the same time, you have to write more than 250 words. Okay, there's a lot going on with IELTS writing task 2. If you're looking for an 8, you need to really get this stuff right. If you're looking for a 6.5 or a 7, you still need to get all of these structures correct. Your grammar might not be so good, but if you can get the structure right and the word length right, then you're going to do far better than if you don't, okay? Cool. So you can see the logic of this essay. Now, we haven't written a conclusion. That will come next. If you need any help with your essay writing, please go to e2language.com. We have hundreds and hundreds of grammar video lessons. We've got methods lessons on all the different academic writing task 1, task 2. We've got methods lessons, tips, strategies, vocabulary lists, all sorts of stuff there, as well as reading, listening, as well as speaking as well. So if you need help, do sign up for a free account at e2language.com. If you're a free user, do think about upgrading to become a paid user to get tutorials, feedback, to boost your IELTS band score. Cool. That's all from me. Let's go to the chat and answer some questions. If you have any questions, please put them into the chat. Well done, by the way. Looking good. Really nice paragraphs. Nice writing. Well done. Yeah, so I'm just going to wait for questions to pop in. Always Raza. What's the difference between AEO and British Council? I don't know what AEO is. No idea. In Australia, there's IDP. They run the IELTS. And in the UK, there's the British Council who run the IELTS. So I think they have different testing centers, but that's it. Which one is better? They're both the same. There's no difference between the two. Doesn't matter if you take your test at an IDP testing center or a British Council testing center. It's no difference. Prabhakar, Jay, where is the conclusion? That's coming next week, Prabhakar. So please log in next week. How can we manage time to write all of this? I mean, it's a long paragraph. You have 40 minutes. So you have 20 minutes for your writing task 1. And then you have 40 minutes to write 250 words. It is tough. It is tough. The key is knowing this structure and practicing it. Really is. I think if people actually practice for the IELTS, I don't think there'd be as many failures as there are. Ahmed, I need a speaking online session. Fantastic. We offer one-on-one tutorials with IELTS experts, Ahmed. So think about signing up for a paid package. We'll give you feedback on your pronunciation, your fluency, your task response, all of that sort of stuff, your vocabulary. Sorry, Sal Sundari, please write your question again. I got 6.5 on writing. I want to improve, but I have a bad handwriting. How can I improve? If your handwriting is really bad, you may want to think about switching tests to the PT or to the TOEFL so you can type your essay. What's the difference between an IELTS 7, 8, and 9? Okay, there are 4 things that the IELTS examiners grade you on. One is grammar. So you'll get an IELTS 9 if you have perfect grammar. You get an IELTS 8 if you have a few little mistakes. You get an IELTS 7 if you're making some pretty bad mistakes, and so on. Second thing is vocabulary. Your use of collocations, of precise vocabulary. Third thing they grade you on is structure. So if you're using the E2 language structure, you're going to get, for that section at least, you'll get an IELTS 9 if you do it correctly. The last thing they grade you on is task achievement or task response, which means that you have written directly about the question prompt. You didn't go off topic, okay? So they're the 4 things that they grade you on. Got a question here from Anshima. This is the first time I'm giving IELTS. I'm confused from where to start. If you sign up to E2 Language, the first thing that you get is a study plan consultation with the teacher. The teacher will sit you down and go through your previous test scores, talk about your weaknesses, and tell you how to prepare for the IELTS. Ahmed, I need a tutorial. Good. Bronze package, silver package, gold package, platinum package on e2language.com. Fine. I am not this much expert. Fine. I want to know. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I'm going to leave it there, guys. I'm going to see you next time. Thanks very much for coming along. I appreciate it. If you're on YouTube, please click like, subscribe, and write something into the comments. Thank you.